Have you ever had that thought, someday they're going to figure out I don't know what I'm doing? I'm not talking about doubting a decision or needing to think things through. I'm talking about that deep feeling in your stomach, that churning, like in third grade when you forgot to submit your book report. That's what I'm talking about. That feeling of I'm not good enough and wondering, who am I to be in this situation, this job, this new position? That's imposter syndrome. And if you've ever had those feelings or thoughts, then you're in the right place. I'm Leanne Zaharovich with Align Performance, and today we're talking about how to overcome imposter syndrome. First thing I want you to know is that I have read and listened to interviews of many people who talk about this. They talk about having imposter syndrome. And these are people you might not expect: famous actors, business owners, leaders of global nonprofits all admit to having moments of feeling like they don't know what they're doing and somebody's going to figure them out. Know that you're in good company. Why does this happen? Well, it's pretty common for us to feel this way when we're stepping into new territory. We take on a new project, we take on a new job or get promoted. And it's true, we may be lacking some knowledge or some skills or years of experience. That's natural. Give yourself some grace. There is a learning curve to building new expertise and building new skills and creating new habits and behaviors. Imposter syndrome is not a reflection of your abilities. It's simply a temporary reflection on yourself. It's also not pervasive. If you feel insufficient in one area, that doesn't mean you're not a rock star in other areas. One strategy to overcome imposter syndrome is to bring to mind the areas in which you do well, you make good decisions, you're confident. When you focus on an accomplishment, the chemistry in your brain actually changes. When positive thoughts are generated, you feel happy or optimistic. Cortisol, that stress hormone, decreases and serotonin increases. And serotonin is what creates that feeling of well-being and happiness. The second strategy for overcoming imposter syndrome is to challenge your beliefs, the belief that you can't do something or you're not good enough. And the way to do that is to think about situations that were tough, that you overcame anyway. Maybe you didn't think you could get out the other end, but it actually turned out better than you thought. The next strategy is to stop comparing yourself to others. Everybody's on their own journey. We succeed in different ways and we stumble in our own ways too. I have to remind myself to look at others who have accomplished what I want to accomplish as evidence that it can be done, and look at them as role models and think about what they're doing that I can do. They're evidence that what you want to do is possible. So we can use people not to compare ourselves and feel worse, but rather we can learn from their success. In the notes below, there's a link to my resources page. From that resources page, you can get the guide that goes along with this video called Overcoming Imposter Syndrome. Grab that now. There are more strategies and questions to ask yourself to overcome this awful feeling. The next strategy is to lean on your champions. Bring people close to you who have confidence in you. This may be a coach, a mentor, a friend, a coworker. It's anyone who can encourage you through these moments and regain your confidence. The last strategy I have for you is, if you don't know something, ask for help. It's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. It's a sign of emotional intelligence and maturity to know that, hey, I don't know everything there is to know about this. I know someone who does. I'm going to ask them to guide me and give me some answers. Asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Remember, things are only a failure or a waste of time if we don't learn anything from them. So even if you're in a tough situation and it doesn't go well, that's a lesson you're going to take into the future with you. No one can take that away from you. As you grow and put yourself in new situations, imposter syndrome may resurface in the future. We need to recognize it and then consciously shift our focus to what's possible. Change the brain chemistry so that we have possibility in our minds and not dread. Focus on how to overcome challenges rather than thinking about what you lack. Lastly, be patient with yourself. There is a learning curve. You will build new skills and expertise. It takes time. And most importantly, celebrate your successes along the way. I'll see you in the next video.